All right. Anybody here have square dancing in middle school or grade school?
I did.
You did?
I did not.
You did not. Okay, I did. Square dancing was like a big thing. Like grab your partner, promenade, and it was during gym class. Yeah, and the teacher had the record player and stuff, and it was a gym class. It was an actual like portion of our gym class. So you have like, football, field hockey, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We had a square dancing segment. You never had that.
Never had that in Ohio. Nope.
Well, for me, sitting in gym class, you're in a big gym, double gym. You've got the older kids on the other side. You got the partition, and there was always one room, and it was where our gym teacher worked out of. And this room, occasionally, he'd open the door, and we'd get a glimpse inside. And you'd see the racks of basketballs. You'd see the big parachute. You'd see the dodgeballs. All the things that...
The cones.
Yeah, you associate with fun. And to me, that's what sports and leisure is. It's that room of possibilities,
Absolutely.
And Molly White, we welcome you to Chambers Changes and Conversations. And you are the director of sports and leisure. Do you find that people kind of feel that same way about what you guys do on a daily basis?
Sure. That's one part of it, I would say. Absolutely. We are here to create and activate the county from anywhere from open space to structured play, passive play, ensuring that park space stays protected by developing it and bringing new park opportunities throughout the county. And also bringing a connection through libraries and services and giving people a space that's affordable and safe to go to, really in every district of the county.
Yeah.
Now, educate us here, because this used to be Parks and Rec. Why are we Sports and Leisure now? Do anyone know?
I think it's evolved. So Parks and Recreation is still a core of what we do. But there's so much more to our department. When we added in libraries, which is really... there's a synergy there. We're there to create space that's safe, that's affordable, that can bring people together, that nourishes the physical health, the mental health, the social health of every age, demographic, population that's out there. And then we also go as far as permitting your wedding on the beach, managing your contracts at the concessions, the golf courses. So our footprint is very, very broad throughout the county. And it touches truly everybody that comes in either as a guest or is here for a residency.
So, Molly, give us a breakdown. I watched a great presentation you did. Give us some stats of how many parks, how many proproperties that are under your department.
Okay, so we have over 100 athletic facilities that we rent out or operate or help program with our affiliated leagues.
Wow.
Who are great partners with us. They really help expand our reach to touch over 100 different or thousands of different athletes in each program. So from a youth little league can have 350 to 700 kids in their program to a soccer league that has over 2,000 kids in youth that we wouldn't be able to support without our affiliated leagues. So they are a very impactful partner with us. And then we have 8 different library locations if you talk about the Little Discovery Center. Again, one in every district. And then the Little Discovery Center is a special little gem just for the little guys, where families can come and explore in a kind of a more centralized location. We have 38 different parks that are either passive or programmable, 8 programmable parks, and that's where you see the activation of our youth leagues. And then we also have Premier Sports Campus. That is the soccer complex, fully operational for the past couple years. And then our Aquatics and Aquatics Center opening up this fall, which will be the 50-meter pool and the 24 additional pickleball courts.
Huge. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yes.
Let's go back to the cornerstone of the community, the one that's been around the longest, GT Bray. What makes you feel like that's such an enduring and successful park and such a huge contributor to our community?
Sure. So, that's one of our longest standing large parks complexes, and it's really truly built around people and the neighbors, and that's what makes it very unique and successful. Anything that you would need that you can think of in terms of recreation, parks, connection, you can find on this land. It's very special, from over 80 fitness classes a week to ensure our seniors are getting the mobility that they need, as well as those that want to get up at 5:30 in the morning and take boot camp class. We offer the youth leagues as well there with basketball. And our summer camp program, that's our heart of it, is at GT Bray. And then we've kind of mimicked that and brought it to John Marble. And now we are trying to bring the best of Bray as well out east with Premier Athletics and Aquatics Center.
Yeah, and we kind of keep pushing, moving east, right?
Yeah.
With our facilities and what we're providing to the community.
Yeah, and truly the goal with the growth is to continue to grow with the county as it grows and utilize the amenities that we know are successful. Again, back to GT Bray, we also have the disc golf course, the dog parks, the walking trails, the playgrounds, the shade structures.
Yeah.
All of that we've recreated throughout the county as it's grown out east and out north.
How many parks would you say we have? Do you know offhand?
42.
42
Wow.
parks in Manatee County. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. And there's a lot of like smaller neighborhood parks. What is it, Palm? They just recently, it's by the Walmart on 64. Palm Community Park or something like that.
Yes, we just put in a new playground out there.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
near
guys
Tom Bennett, but it's very small.
Yeah.
So those are great complementary parks that have great value to those neighbors because it gives them walking distance location to just connect with others, to meet their neighbors, to develop friendships, to get outdoors and in a safe, secure area.
Yeah, and you guys are maintaining every single one of them. I mean, and doing an exceptional job of making sure the right type of equipment is out there for the kids to play on. And
Yeah, and we couldn't do that without our great relationship with the property management department. They are our left arm, and they ensure that we are successful from keeping the trash cans emptied to making sure our fields are lined for our leagues.
Tell us about one of the newest parks, Hidden Harbor, and the cool bike pump track.
Oh, yes. So the Hidden Harbor is a true gem. If you haven't been there, you're definitely need to take a visit. It's one of those out-of-the-box type of designs. The pump track was actually originally supposed to be installed in a different location, and after further review, we realized that truly wasn't the best use of a pump track to be putting it into one of our athletic parks. So when this opportunity came up, we just knew that this was the right fit, and it has consistently had tens to 20 to hundreds of kids out there, adults out there, families out there, enjoying riding their bike, walking the trails, being connected to nature. It's got a really unique design. The playground structures have inclusive amenities, there's shade, and it's just part one of that piece of land. So we're excited for the future.
yeah, because there's going to be a natural resources element to it too, as well, correct? Like
Yeah, so there's going to be additional walking paths.
Wow.
The education center is out there now. There's going to be like a fishing pier to kind of look out as well.
What excites you most about bringing these new park spaces to areas that have such momentum behind the community?
Yeah, because just like Hidden Harbor, I drive by every day, and it's so rewarding to be able to see the use of it and the smiles on the families' faces, and to give them a place that they can easily access, that doesn't cost them anything to use every single day, getting reconnected with nature, reconnecting with each other, understanding their neighbors. It's truly, the parks are truly part of important infrastructure for a county, for their community health.
It's crazy because we were kind of talking about like how do you put a cost or a price on that, right? Like how do you what is having access to a world-class BMX pump track worth to you and your kids? Mm-hmm. What is access to an incredible cornerstone of our community, a facility like GT Bray Park? What is that worth to you personally? To me, it's a membership to an all-inclusive kind of gym and facility that has everything, but citizens are getting it for free.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for the small investment that they do contribute, and with the dedicated millage.
Yeah.
It is something that goes so far, and it's things that the memories that they're creating, the opportunities that they're getting from parks and libraries, the health, the mental health, the physical health, the social well-being. You really can't put a price tag on overall health and well-being of your residents.
Let's talk about that, because we've been talking about property taxes and how we can provide relief to citizens. And, one of the things, if millage is reduced, people talk about is, well, then that could be funds for parks, for libraries. Tell us a little bit, what would that mean? Like, what are we paying right now? When we say, like, hey, I want to reduce my property taxes, but how much is really going towards parks and libraries?
Yeah, so on average, you're looking around $88 a year per household that goes to parks and recreation, and about $53 a year per household for libraries.
Wow.
And if you think about it, for libraries, we had close to $60 million of impact, almost a 1 in 5 return on investment for the services that you can get from your libraries.
Yeah.
And then parks themselves, we are the place to go when it comes to travel leagues, when it comes to your local youth little leagues. With the growth, we are a very young county when it comes to the families that are moving here. And we have the obligation to give them a place to go learn how to play baseball, to go get on a swing set, to be able just to run and explore.
Yeah.
Being a part of a team.
Be a part of a team
Yeah.
and learn independence and learn social skills and learn respect. And for that small investment, the impact lasts a lifetime for them and for their grandkids, and it's memories and it's developmental skills that are truly turned around, and I can't see any other county that does it better than we do.
You know, $80 a year, and you're getting access
For the
to
whole
all of
family.
these parks for your
Yeah.
whole family. You know, it really does kind of put it in perspective. You know, I've paid similar amounts for one park a year
Yeah.
or more,
Yep.
you know, to have an annual membership.
Or for a fancy gym membership.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
absolutely.
upwards of $500 sometimes
Yeah.
per year. So
Yeah, and libraries have evolved to be so much more than books now. I mean, talk to us about what our libraries do beyond just allowing people to borrow books.
Sure. So that's a great way to put it. It isn't just about books. It's the STEM. It's the being able to do a podcast like this if you'd like to in the different libraries. It's 3D printing. It's access to tax help preparation. It's another place where seniors can go and become social. Where younger kids can learn, have access to resources. People can go get help and information on how to get a job, how to apply for and work on their resume. It's another piece of infrastructure that's critical to a healthy community.
It's so true. And they're also community spaces. I mean, oftentimes for government, we have to use a public space when we're hosting town halls or forums for the public. And those libraries are often the best place because they're distributed across the county in convenient places that have the capacity to hold larger groups.
Yeah, and their access to air-conditioned locations, places where people can charge things. They're there for everybody and anybody. And they're also very critical when hurricanes occur. We need some response, and we need locations for to be able to utilize for the public as well.
We really help. We used libraries last year for everything from substantial damage estimates. People had questions on that to where do they go for relief? And we had set up staff down at Central, and I know it was widely popular. So, yeah. What do you think the future of libraries looks like? Is this something that is going to continue to evolve and kind of stay fluid as we progress? Yeah,
absolutely. Our library staff is we're blessed to have the level of expertise and the innovation that they bring. So they're constantly coming up with new ideas. They're evolving, but they're still not getting away from the basics of what the libraries are there for, and that's to serve the people and to make sure that they have access to the needs that they first crave. So although books aren't going away, but there are different resources that we are working on and implementing through different IT channels to increase subscriptions and opportunities that your library card will give you.
Yeah, your library card gives you a whole lot more than just books.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. I want to circle back to Premier, actually, and all of the things happening at Premier. Like, give us some background. Like, how did this get started? Where are we now? And like, what can we look forward to in the future?
Yeah. So the county took over Premier 2017, 2018, and what a gem of a land that piece of property is. It started with the soccer complex. It's 23 fields. It'll be 25 fields soon.
Wow.
Going from 40 to 50 million economic impact to now over $100 million in economic impact. Just by and we operate that with 3 full-time staff members. And just by offering a state-of-the-art tournament facility that draws in people nationally. It is so cool to see activated, to see tens of thousands of people out there, from the youth to Frisbee to food and wine festivals to lacrosse, any sport you imagine on that piece of property. And we've been very intentional about the development out there too. We are keeping it wide open green space because once you start to add concrete that adds paths, now you're limiting how you can maneuver those fields.
Yeah.
So the intention out there is to continue to maximize opportunity. And you see that now with the very well under construction pickleball and aquatics complex. The 50-meter pool is in, the warm-up pool is in, the pickleball court shade structure's up, and that meets another need for residents that are local, as well as the out-of-town guests that we will draw because the complex is so state-of-the-art.
So what is Molly White going to Premier Sports Campus South to watch on the weekends? What sport?
For South, we were there for soccer.
Soccer?
Quite
Okay.
frequently.
Yeah, quite frequently?
Yes.
Like kids play in the soccer league, that sort of a thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, both of my little girls are out there for almost every tournament that they have.
Wow. Okay.
And it's also home of the Sarasota Paradise.
Yes. So we brought them on last year. This year they did move up a league. So they're USL 1. Their home openers March 7th, expecting a great crowd. They've been very popular. Again, this destination has been extremely popular in bringing out-of-town teams from all over the nation for some friendlies and some preseason games.
I had heard a rumor there's going to be some nationally televised games with the
Yeah,
Paradise.
absolutely.
Is that true?
Yep,
Yeah,
that
okay.
is true, and that happens now too. Even our events that we have there are also on ESPN.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
That have anything to do with the Goodyear blimp flying over Lakewood Ranch a few months ago? Did anybody hear about
I
that?
am not sure.
So we looked up at the sky. We were coming back from the Renaissance Fair, and it was literally right over where Premier would be. It was the Goodyear blimp, and I'm like, maybe they're scoping things out for these
Maybe.
big nationally televised games. I don't want to start any more rumors, but that's where my mind
I
went.
didn't
right
know
away.
you were so interested in blimps. Okay.
I have a
You can
blimp
go on a ride in
fascination.
it. Did
Oh,
you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how do I do that?
I'm not sure our neighbor did for her birthday.
Oh, Molly,
Oh
you could
my
have run
gosh.
with that one. You could have just line, hook, and sink,
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious just about you. Were you an athlete growing up? Has sports always been something that you're passionate about?
I played sports. My passion's been more in exercise, movement, health, and how you can change your body, how you're in control of what you put in your body, and how you can adapt and change to feel the best that you can be, as well as getting the youth involved and taking care of themselves from a health standpoint. My master's thesis was actually in constraints to recreation and why people don't engage. And one of the top reasons was they're not introduced to it before they're 16. So I've learned that the importance is just from when. That's why it's so passionate to me for these parks, because having their first steps and learning to play, the tactile resources that they give you, is something that you can't replicate anywhere else. Getting them in grass, making them
that's
feel, making them
fascinating.
climb, making them understand at a young age, and as they grow to make their own decisions, that this is a very important piece to the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And you see that turn into a generational thing where they're teaching their kids how to do it and so on and so forth.
And staying connected as a family is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how you got started at the county and how'd you end up here as director of sports and leisure?
Sure. So again, my background is in exercise science. My master's was in recreation and tourism, and we knew we wanted to get out of the cold of Ohio. So started to look for new opportunities and had a niche to get back into government, to serving the people and to making more of an impact locally. So that brought me to Manatee County. I started here in this department. In the recreation division, and then as opportunities came up, was able to kind of get my expertise out there and eventually land in the director role.
One thing that has garnered a little bit of attention is Country Club East. Can you describe to us that situation and why it's such an important topic?
Yes, absolutely. So Country Club East is a park that's currently in our inventory. It's an underutilized piece of property out east that we now need to utilize for the use of the county-wide Little League. When that park was dedicated to the county, it's about approximately 15 acres. It was dedicated to the county for a public park for impact fees from that developer. That was way back in 2008. So since then, we've seen the record growth out in Lakewood Ranch and in other parts of the county, and we see more coming as well. We have not built a Little League field and added inventory since 2006. So we are going
Wow.
close to 20 years, and we know growth has happened, and we know more is coming.
Yeah.
Just to put in perspective, Lakewood Ranch Little League is the closest Little League in that area, and they are reporting over 700 kids on 4 diamonds.
Wow.
The other Little League locations in the area, and a healthy amount for a 4-diamond complex, is around 300, 350, 400 max. They don't want to waitlist kids. They are taking as many as they can, but that's coming as a detriment to what those kids are being able to experience. So they're not able to practice, they're just playing games. So their development of the skill of the game and the teamwork is suffering because of that. This Country Club East property is a perfect opportunity to develop the underutilized area, to add 3 small Little League fields to meet the needs of our growing county. And that also takes the pressure off the other locations, because they are having to go play at Braden River, which is taking more time away from the Braden River kids. We know more growth is coming north. It's going to cause people to have to travel, and it's going to put these other parks at that same capacity issue soon if we don't do something now. So we're being proactive. We're meeting the needs of the growth that's already here, while also trying to plan in the future for the growth that's also coming.
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit. How reliant are these different leagues on county facilities? I mean, it's their home turf in a lot of
It's their home
situations.
turf, and without our affiliated leagues, we wouldn't be able to meet the needs. We don't have the staff to do it and the capacity to do it. And they are truly the heart of our youth recreation leagues. We are so grateful for them. We provide the facilities, they provide the programming, they provide the coaches, they provide the trainings, they schedule it, they help us with field maintenance when they can. They're really dedicated residents that elevate the opportunities for our youth.
So Molly, where do things stand right now? I know this is going to be coming back before the Board of County Commissioners.
Yeah, so this was a CIP approved plan back in 2023. So it'll be fiscal year 24 is when the board approved the funding for this this plan. So our GMP, our guaranteed max price, will come before the board as kind of our last step before we get the final blessing to put the shovel in the ground. Will be hopefully coming in March. And with that, again, it's not a massive sports complex. It's 3 small Little League fields for 4-year-olds to 13-year-olds to just play during the week from 5 to 9 and on weekends. Not a massive sports complex with stadiums and sound systems. Just some Little League fields to allow those kids to get the development of team sports that they deserve. Another point with that, I just want to add to benefit of this location is that the significant infrastructure is already in place. There's already bathrooms, playgrounds. The passive park opportunities remain to the local residents using it today. We're just adding some fields for the little kids to play.
So it's not even that heavy of a lift.
No.
So what viewpoint are we hearing in opposition of what you're proposing?
Yeah, it's a lot from the residents closest to the park. I believe that they're worried about the lights and the noise, and I want to ensure them that the lights will operate within the approved light schedule, and then that they're the smaller kids. It's not these massive baseball complexes. It's not a stadium feel. They are lights that will be operating, and depending on the time change, they're not going to be on all the time every year. We won't be hosting massive tournaments there. I understand that's change, and it's change in some of what feels like their backyard, but looking more into it, the closest house is about 2 football fields away. It is a change. You will see more traffic there. I think there was some concern that they would lose their opportunities of the passive park. That's still going to remain during the day. The kids are in school. It's just that their opportunities that they're using it now will remain. There's still open play field for if they want to take their dogs out there or they want to sit at the pavilion and eat lunch. Those will remain as well.
You talk about like collaboration, and it's not just collaboration with these different leagues. It's also collaboration with our school district. We just recently had our GMP on King Middle. Can you tell us a little bit about that exciting project?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is really revitalizing some property right next to King Middle School. It's called King Middle Park. It's been in a portion of the property that's been kind of vacant, kind of let go for a couple years now, many years now. And we have come to the agreement with the school board to put some investment into it so the residents can utilize it when the kids aren't in school and the kids can utilize it when they are in school. It is still school board property, but we'll be investing in some pickleball courts, a new playground, a pavilion, a multi-purpose field, and the tennis courts will be accessible as well. So it's another great point in how we work so well with the school board to maximize best use of the green space that we have in the county, so the residents can utilize it as well.
Yeah, instead of it just being exclusive to King Middle as a park during school hours, it'll still be that during school hours, but then afterwards, it's a neighborhood park just like any other.
Yep, and during the summer, it'll be open. So I'm sure those pickleball courts and that grass field will see a lot of play.
Last July, our board approved the purchase of Mixon Farms. By November, we were celebrating that purchase with our Mixon and Bloom event. What should residents know about the county's role, and more importantly, Sports and Leisure's role in Mixon's future?
Sure. So Mixon is a phenomenal asset to the county, and it's going to evolve in so many different directions. Currently, it's activated as we promised our Board of County Commissioners. We would have the site as is activated by January. We had our first event there in November with the movie nights, and it's currently taking rentals for weddings, and if you want to rent the pavilion for some other special event, we're open to having that discussion.
Square dancing,
as well.
perhaps.
Sure, anything for you. And then our farmers market will be kicking off there in March.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to that happening. And as we see the rest of the property evolve with the input from the residents.
Yeah, and movie night and all that stuff. You already have, and your staff is incredible for that. Crystal and Rachel and Allison Minardi. I mean, you really do have like an A team over there.
We have a very lean and driven and motivated group of individuals that we're lucky to have.
Talk to us a little bit about your divisions. Like what all, how does sports and leisure get made up?
Yeah, so we have, in the entire department, there's 185 positions, but that is only led by 3 division managers. So it's myself and then 3 division managers. A large portion of those positions are in the libraries, 118 of them, but that's because we have 8 locations that we have to staff 7 days a week. We do have Lakewood Ranch and Brain River is open on Sundays. So that takes a lot of time and staff time to staff those buildings. And then we have our recreation side, who work with over 60,000 hours of rentals throughout the county parks, bringing in and revenue generating contracts and programs and camps. And we have our premier group as well for the Premier Sports Campus. And then we have our community engagement group who does the Mixon, all of our movie nights, our music nights, our signature events that have been going on for 30 or 40 years through the county. Those feel-good things that bring the county together, that create the connection, that make it feel good to live here.
Yeah. And if you've never been to a Manatee County signature event, you don't know what a party looks like, because it's really, again, your staff, incredible people. So
I was going to say, I was just telling Molly yesterday, we just got back from Tallahassee doing Manatee County Day, and we did our one event. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was just so intense. And your team does these all the time, all day long, like it's nothing. Yeah. And it was, we were kind of lamenting about all the last minute things that come up, and event management is no small task. And, shout out to Crystal. I mean, she does incredible events, her team, and the way it makes it special. And we were laughing about, we're always, worried if the flags are going to blow over in the wind, or where to put the flag. And, it's kudos to your team, because we do these all the time. We have groundbreakings. We want to celebrate these moments. So how does your team stay so cool under pressure? Is it just practice?
Well, it's practice. It's understanding the level that is expected and wanting to deliver that. And again, that Crystal team is a team of 2. So when it comes game time, it's all hands on deck. And I find our department unique in the fact that we are living and breathing the same programs that we're putting on for everybody else. So we have a very close connection with the service we're delivering to the community. I mentioned my kids are involved in programs in the parks, and it's very similar with a lot of the staff members. They all also have kids, their families. We live here too. We see it and we're living it, and if we're not working it, we're there on our personal lives. So it's a true commitment to wanting to see the best for our residents that we live with.
Yeah, one of the things I've noticed too about, especially your events team, is how every year it just gets better. That's a tough thing to do. When you set the bar high, and then the next year it's that one year we had a train out for the night before Christmas, the petting zoos, all that stuff. A huge amount of organization.
Yeah, and just this morning I had a Facebook memory of Fit Fest from 3
Oh my
3
gosh.
years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And what evolved from that then was, well, this is, we did this once. This is great. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'm like, how can we make this even bigger? So why don't we bring the same idea, but highlight a beach, a preserve, and a park?
Yeah.
And that's where you see our Run Manatee come to fruition. Because we never settle for just one thing. We always
Yeah.
have to continue to add to
Can
it.
I tell you, that's my favorite event that we do, or event series, I should say, we do. Talk to us about that.
Yeah.
When can we, I think it's live now for registration.
It is. Our first one's in April. April, November, and July. So April, July, November, again, and it's a phenomenal series for you, your family, or if you are a competitive runner, go for it. If you want to jog it and or walk it, it's open to you. Again, it's just to highlight the great amenities that we have here in the county.
All 5Ks.
All 5Ks. There's a fun kid walk. There's a warm up done by. It's all surrounded by local vendors and the support of local. Fitness instructors from the warm-ups to the yoga afterwards. There's always a beer garden and portions of the sales from registration and the beer go back to a local nonprofit. So it's just a holistic, awesome, feel-good event that is brought to you by your local government employees.
Yeah. And Tom Bennett's one of the locations this year.
Yes,
which Tom Bennett, far and away, and I moved here 4 years ago, and that was such I know it's a passive park, but prior to, I think the Kiwanis playground, the ADA accessible playground, changed everything for that park.
Yeah.
Now it is, you go there on a Saturday afternoon, that is what happiness looks like.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's filled up with people of all different playing abilities, families. You go there and they find out, oh man, hey, you know that pond is stocked with 1,200 catfish?
Yeah.
And so you see people out there fishing with their family and they,
Yeah.
utilizing the different volleyball courts and stuff like that. So, and then it's just a beautiful park to walk, around the multiple ponds and stuff like that. So, shout out for turning that and elevating that park.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
and that's a total testament to the partnerships and relationships you can have and how everybody coming together can make a lasting impact. That playground is almost $800,000
Yeah.
fully donated from
Wow.
Bradenton Kiwanis.
Wow.
And that really spurred the activation. Now there's a splash pad that's fully covered in shade. There's cornhole out there. So still keeping that gem of a passive park, but just adding elements that bring other reasons to come out there. Right off of 75, it's a great location. There's
Yeah.
a fitness park there that was also received from a donation. And then you have the Story Walk Trail, too. That's part of the walking. So it's, again, meshing together that opportunity for literacy in your parks.
Yeah. We always say we want to make this the best place to live, work, and play. And, I'm just curious to you, Molly, what does play mean to you and why is it so important?
Yeah, it just means happiness and seeing the best of life and being outside in the elements and putting all your worries aside. Mm-hmm. And then there's also the structured play, which is also important for development of kids.
Of course. Well, that's how kids learn is through play. And do you think our kids are playing enough? What do you think?
No.
No, probably not. Not at all.
I just want to say, I'm so glad that we have a county that prioritizes this leisure and sports and play because it's not just about work and go home. How sad it would be to live in just a place of concrete and
Right.
and houses, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. Any place that you've ever visited that you thought was beautiful probably had some green space, probably had some parks, probably, involved some kind of play or sports that you enjoy visiting. And it's something that is intentional, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen.
No, and that's why, again, they're the gems from the passive parks being the small gems in our community to the sports complexes that we've been so lucky to have the commissioners invest in over the past 3 to 5 years, taking us to a different level that not only cultivates the healthy community for our local residents and giving myself and your guys' kids somewhere to go, but the trickle effect, the economic impact and putting us on the radar, that it goes far beyond just a simple park where your grass is mowed. It brings in teams from Miami, from Tallahassee for one soccer game. They're buying gas, they're staying in a hotel, they're going out to eat because we've made the commitment to have the state-of-the-art facilities because it's very impactful and it's a great resource to have, an investment to have throughout the community.
Oh, and that sound means we have indeed reached our world-famous lightning round. Molly White, Director of Sports and Leisure. Fast questions, even faster answers. Are you ready?
Sure.
World famous lightning round. Here we go. A soccer tournament. Which would you prefer? One in county, in state, or out of country?
For myself?
Yeah.
Well, let's go out of country.
Yeah, okay. Are you going out of country anytime soon?
We are actually, yes, going to Spain this summer for my daughter's was asked to be on a team to play just for fun with some other teammates of hers.
What an incredible opportunity.
No doubt.
Taking that play across the big pond.
Why not?
That's awesome. Favorite Manatee County beach?
Coquina.
Favorite soccer mom survival item?
Keeping your mouth closed.
Okay. Which do you prefer? Ohio in the fall or Florida in the spring?
Florida. All year round.
Okay. Spontaneous pickup game or well-organized league play?
Well-organized league play.
Favorite Manatee County signature event? You can't say all of them.
The Run Manatee series.
Gotcha. What do you like more? Seeing people discover a new park or return to a favorite one?
Return to favorite. I don't know. That's hard.
Yeah.
Because the new are like, it's fresh and it's you see it. So I'd have to go both.
Okay. We'll accept that. And then pancakes at Manatee Public Beach or ice cream at Coquina?
Ice cream at Coquina.
Oh, that's it. And did she make it in time? She did. You got the
There's a
timekeeper over there.
timekeeper.
Congratulations. You win our admiration. No, thank you so much, Molly. This was really fun, and we love pulling back the curtain, just like that door that was open, in gym class, and you could see all the fun in there and stuff like that. That's, again, to me, I'll always think sports and leisure. That's what that is to me, and thanks to your staff. Yeah, thanks to your staff, too, for always being accessible. I mean, we had a bunch of items that we needed for Manatee Day, and Joanna, Crystal were like Johnny on the spot, ready to help us out. So
They're the best.
Yeah, thanks to you and your staff for all that you do.
They are. And just thank you again. This is a really important topic. So how can people get in touch with you if they have a question about parks? Like, where should they go for their information?
Yeah, so the website's a great resource. I'm always available as well. If happy to reach out. My office is at GT Bray, but I'm really all over the county. So happy to meet anybody wherever they want to chat.
And that does it for this episode of Chambers, Changes, and Conversations. Be sure to do a quick search at our website, mymanatee.org, for Chambers, Changes, and Conversations. You can ask Cortez in the lower right-hand corner. He will bring you to a full archive of all of our previous shows. We're definitely over 30.
I think we're 29. 30.
29? Yeah, we're getting
29.
close. We should be celebrating something.
Casey,
something
you don't have
soon.
this memorized?
I should. On behalf of the men and women doing work that matters behind the scenes for you, I'm Casey Zempel.
I'm Stephanie Garrison.
And Molly White.
Make it a great day to live, work, and play in Manatee County. The opinions expressed by guests of Chambers, Changes, and Conversations do not necessarily reflect those of Manatee County government or its employees.